Okay, let's move on to topic 2, which is our other review for this week, and it is WayV, or WayV mini album, Takeoff. So if you don't know WayV, because based on their name you wouldn't know, this is actually an NCT subunit. It's their Chinese subunit, but it's kind of like co-managed by a separate company.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't have they don't have NCT WayV in their name or whatever. It's just WayV, but it's members of NCT as a whole. NCT 2018 or 2019, I guess, because some members were added. So you've seen these members in NCT concerts, like SM Town concerts, singles, NCT U singles, as well as some of them were in 127 and Dream, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if any of them were in Dream or are in Dream. I don't think so.
No, I don't know.
I could be wrong though. Oh no, because some of the new members are young enough to be in Dream, but they didn't get put in Dream yet. If they will be,
maybe.
I doubt it.
I think they'll just keep them sort of like isolated separate. As their own group. Yeah,
I agree. They'll probably just keep this subunit pretty separated, other than like overall group NCT stuff. So yeah, it's not their debut, but it's their first album. They had like a single album before with 3 songs, 2 of which were covers, and all 3 of those songs are on this album. So it's kind of like their debut. And so we're starting off with the first song, which is Takeoff. And so their first original song, which is the last song on this album, Dream Launch, is not what I expected from this group at all. And Takeoff is exactly what I expected from this group.
Really?
Like I expected, I expected Chinese NCT 127, like just like hip hop, like dance focused NCT. Like, I mean, Dream is the exception, but this is what I think of when I think NCT, basically. And Dream is that way because they're the younger members, like they're supposed to be like more poppy or whatever. So yeah, like when I heard this, I was like, okay, this is what I expected WayV to be. I don't know how to describe the main synth line in the song, but it's awesome. Like the super deep, like dubsteppy synths, like I really like them. I think their vocals are great. There's some really good ad libs, and just the chorus overall is great. And then at the end of the chorus is a nice mix up to have the guitar come in. And then you get to the dance break, the bridge, and it's just literally a hard rock, like, instrumental song, and it's awesome. I want more of it. It's so good. Just give me, like, hard rock, hip-hop, NCT stuff. As for the music video, other than the CG drones, which are a little much, the music video is great. I thought the sets and the color were fantastic. The group is insanely visual. Like they all look
everyone's
so
a visual in this group.
Everyone's a visual in this group. Like this is one of the most visual groups like ever, in my opinion. Especially 10, obviously. 10's my bias. He was my NCT bias, and he wasn't even in any NCT subunits other than you. And yeah, I thought the choreography was great too, especially the dance break. Overall, I thought it was fantastic.
I mean, I don't know if this technically counts as a debut. I mean, because technically they debuted with regular,
Dream
but I mean,
regular.
In terms of, I guess, debuting with their first original like lead single, this might blow every other NCT like debut. And no, I still like 7 Cents, but it blows a lot of it out of the water in terms of just quality. It's like an interesting combination of like the sort of like weird like the weird sort of just like trap influence of NCTU with the vocal accompaniment of 127, styling a bit of those two. I mean, they definitely take some like cues from Dream in that sense as well, just how colorful a lot of the styling as well. Basically, it's like an interesting sort of combination of just the rest of the NCT subunits sort of amalgamated into this Chinese subunit. as someone who was a big fan of EXO, or is a big fan of EXO, and was a big fan of XOM, I'm definitely not like averse to Chinese music or just hearing Chinese lyrics or vocals or whatever. And this definitely makes me pine for the days of XOM when they kind of just like were focusing on it, because like when EXO does their singles in like Mandarin, it's kind of just like an afterthought at this point. So this definitely seems like the replacement for that in a way, just of a group, and definitely a better idea having a group just focused for the Chinese market specifically, as opposed to a group that just gets pulled away to Korea every so often. So where do I even start with how much I like this song again? Just like it's got a similar vibe to like NCTU's Boss, but again, just like the vocals on here are just incredible. Again, it's nothing like they're not belting or whatever, but I just love the chorus style vocals that they're doing here. It fits the song so well, and just how well this song fits both with the visual style that they're going for and the choreography. It's just possibly some of the most cohesive just styling and visuals that I've seen in all of NCT. Maybe outside of just like their NCT 2018 where they're all dressed the same and everything, but I just love the visual style that they go with in this music video. And again, the choreography, again, NCT has good choreography, but I'm glad. I think the reason why I'm really just relieved or just I enjoy this a lot more is that WayV isn't an afterthought whatsoever. They're definitely putting a lot of emphasis and focus on this group, and that definitely shows in the quality of Takeoff. Like this could be a Song of the Year candidate for me, in all honesty. I love this song that much. Like I can't stop listening to it. And I mean, like I've had this experience with NCT songs before, but maybe not to this level. Again, as a fan of 10, I'm glad that he's in this group that's getting a lot of hype and a lot of focus.
He gets so much center time too.
Yep. Yeah, 10 is basically the center of the group.
He's the center. He's their lead dancer.
Yeah, he's the lead dancer. He's probably the most famous one next to like. Yeah. It's probably like 10, Win, Lucas. Note on Lucas again. I barely noticed Lucas in any of the other NCT projects, but freaking. Wow, he's been a standout for me in just every NCT or every WayV music video, or every time I see him.
He was like 10 where he wasn't in any group. He was just in U.
He was just in U, basically. Just like he would. Yeah, that I think it's good that like they just basically everyone's finding a home now, just like everyone that was kind of in limbo. Mm-hmm. So, and he definitely just. I'm glad that he has a chance to stand out here. And Win, everyone just so happy Win's finally getting the love he appreciates, and apparently he's going shirtless too. It's literally just he's wearing a jacket and like a biker jacket and no shirt and everything. But God, I just love everything about like the visual style of this. The clothes, the whole like freaking they're riding a Ducati motorcycle. I guess just because like the whole like airplane vehicle theme that they're going with. I don't know, but this is an excellent sort of debut for them, and it's definitely set the bar really high for even compared to the other NCT groups. They have a lot. They have to find a way to just outdo this, because this is really, really good in terms of a single. So.
Next we have Regular, which you will know as the NCT 127 song. This is a Chinese version of it that they debuted with basically before. And it's actually, you mentioned in the last song, like you don't have as much of an aversion to like Chinese language in like pop music. And I thought this album, like I usually do, especially when it comes to like Chinese versions of
K-pop
Korean songs we've heard before, because usually it does not sound great. I thought for this album and this song especially, for it being a cover, like a remake in a different language, this is actually my favorite version of this song. Out of all three, which is like crazy to me, because I usually hate hearing the like different language version, because I'm so used to the normal version that like it just sounds wrong. But this actually, I think, sounds better in Chinese than it does in Korean,
or English.
Or English. Oh, definitely in English. English is definitely the worst version.
Hey, no, I like the English version. I mean,
queso, you like the cheese with the queso?
Hell yeah, I like walking with my cheese. That's a queso.
But yeah, I thought for the song it flows really well in Mandarin. I assume is what they usually
they always
songs in.
Everything's in Mandarin.
Yeah, but yeah, overall the song in general, just like based on Korean version and stuff, has grown on me a lot. I wasn't too huge on it originally, but I think I've liked it more and more the longer it's been out, and this version helps that a lot because I love this version so much. I just love, like, just talking a little bit about the song. We've talked about it before, but like I love the pre-chorus build with the vocals that like build up to the last note of each line. And then, yeah, like, we've talked about this in releases, but, like, not much to say about the music video that we haven't already said. I think they look fantastic. It's pretty standard, like, NCT music video, but it's shot really well.
So, yeah, like you mentioned, we kind of talked about this before on releases, but just to give a summarization of my thoughts, yeah, I enjoyed regular, just all versions of it. So yeah, this is just like icing on the cake for me, especially. Again, I don't really have an aversion to Chinese music or Chinese K-pop or versions of K-pop songs. So yeah, I enjoy this one like a lot. Obviously, having enjoyed the original song. So yeah, it's just another good rendition of this song. So I'm glad that the quality doesn't drop. Despite the change in members and change in language whatsoever.
Next we have Say It, which did I cut out for a second? Or am I good?
I think I lost you for a bit.
Am I cutting out? Yeah, I was gonna say it. I thought I was cutting out because you were lagging a little bit, but I think we're good now. Next we have Say It, which is another one of their new songs for this album. And this on first listen might be my favorite NCT song, period. This song,
like everything,
like every NCT group, like the first listen, I'd have to like go back and think about it and stuff, but like the song was awesome. I loved this song. I thought the vocals at the beginning mixed with like the slow piano part just gave a really great sense of emotion, really showcases their vocal ability. I love the whispering they use for the instrumentals, like the creepy whispering. I thought that was cool. And then the build to the drop with like all the synths coming in was fantastic. I love all the chiptune-y synths they used mixed with their like really great vocals. And also the like rap parts with like the descending synth line. It just really changes up the vibe of the song in like a really cool way. Just everything about the song I love. All the different synth stuff going on. I love it. It's fantastic.
Yep. This song is basically like a more feature-based version of like Cherry Bomb, if you really think about it.
Yeah. And
as the president of the Future-Based fan club, oh my god, this is so good. This is probably the best. I still might like Takeoff better than it, in all honesty, but this is easily the best of the album tracks, like by far. So, like, I want a single for like this from an NCT group. Like, it's so good. Like, again, as a sucker for future bass, I'm obviously gonna like it. I love how they intermix these sort of like hip hop and rap elements to it. The sort of like the weird like slightly like, or like the minor key sort of dun dun dun, like the kind of creepy sounding type of thing was really cool. Oh, I just love everything about this song. So again, I'm just really glad that they're just not half-assing even the album tracks. This is you're definitely getting SM quality here. You're not just getting like a sort of lesser package out of this. So again, this definitely did a lot to prove just how seriously they're taking this group for me.
Yeah, I agree. This song is awesome. Next we have Comeback. And so for me, this, unlike regular, I don't like this version as much as the Korean version. I think the language doesn't fit the song nearly as well. Overall, the song itself is great. It's super catchy. I love the second part of the chorus where there's like staccato singing parts, But yeah, I would just, for this song, I definitely would listen to the original version over this.
I mean, I think they picked a good song to sort of translate into Chinese, in all honesty, because it kind of reminds me of like the stuff that they like EXO was doing in terms of style when they were really going in on the XOK and XOM type thing. So I think that's why I enjoyed it. So I don't really have an I don't really have an aversion to hearing Chinese lyrics. So I thought this version was okay. Again, what might make it sound weird for someone that's used to Korean is just I guess how abrupt. Well, I guess the nature of the language is like where a lot of the words are kind of very abrupt. It doesn't flow as well as maybe something like Korean would. Yeah, like there's a harshness to the Chinese language in general. But so, which when you get to like the chorus, it doesn't flow. It might not flow as well to someone that's used to hearing Korean music. But it's fine. It's been fine with me ever since I started listening to just K-pop songs in Chinese. So yeah, I thought this was a good rendition as well.
Next we have "Let Me Love You." This is an acoustic pop song of the album. It really helps WayV showcase their vocals. I think for this group, I don't think their rap line is as strong as 127, but their dance and singing lines are on par, if not better.
The visuals like blow every other.
And the visuals, just blow everything out of the water. Like, they blow like almost every K-pop group out of the water. For visuals. But yeah, I think in this, I think showcases their vocal skill really well. I mean, NCT just in general has really good vocals. That's why I really need NCT the ballad, because their ballads are some of my favorite songs. I love the added synth line during the bridge. It's like really interesting. It's really fast and catchy, and it's like a good idea to mix up from the guitar that plays through most of the song. So yeah, I thought it was a really good pop song that really showcased their vocal abilities.
Yeah, this was a good sort of like boy group acoustic type song. Yeah, definitely. You get to hear more of the vocals than you normally would in their songs. Definitely not one of the standouts necessarily compared to like how crazy everything else is, but obviously you kind of have to throw these in, especially for live concert type of things. So yeah, it was all right.
And finally, we have Dream Launch, which we talked about in releases as well. But I absolutely love this song, and like I mentioned at the beginning, this is not what I expected from them when they debuted, and it blew me away. I think their harmonies and their group vocals are amazing. The organ, synth, and the piano like fit really well. It's just one of my favorite like chill jam songs in like recent memory. And the music video is just adorable, like really good retro styling. Just to rehash my thoughts on this song.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it like the second I first started listening to it. Again, I mentioned before with both Comeback and Regular. Again, the sort of, I guess, just abruptness of a lot of like vocals and when singing in Chinese. But I feel like despite that, it flowed very well. For this type of song, because you usually want like lyrics to flow well, especially in this type of like ballady type track. Yeah, I really enjoy it. It's kind of like a really chill. Like, it kind of reminds me of like a chiller version of GOT7's Fly in a way, especially like the here we go, hi. Like it's definitely got that type of vibe to it. So, I'd like to see another song like this from them. I do like that they've shown a lot of different faces for WayV, or they've shown that they can be a versatile group. It's not just because I feel like just in general NCT has a vibe of just being like a super hype, like super like high energy type of group, but for them to showcase this side of WayV, WayV, or just NCT as a collective is nice, and yeah, they could definitely go forward with something like this as a lead single again.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, that's it for us. Now we'll get into our overall thoughts, or our overall scores. For me, I gave it a 6.5 out of 7 for music. The only thing that dropped it is Comeback just not being as good as the normal version, in my opinion. And I guess a little bit more that we've already heard 3 of these songs. But overall, I love pretty much all the songs on this album, and almost almost full marks. And then concept, 3 out of 3 easy. Choreography is fantastic. Music video is fantastic. Visuals are out of this world. So I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Close. It was close. I thought about it.
So yeah, for me, I feel like Takeoff was an incredible takeoff so for them. Just like a really good way to sort of launch this group into the limelight. And again, I still liked Regular and Dream launch, so I'd give, for the singles total, I'd give 3 points out of a possible 3.5. Album tracks, I give 2.5 out of 3.5. Again, like nothing too crazy in terms of like the stuff we've heard before and Come Back and Let Me Love You, but Say It definitely is a hard carry of an album track. So it gets that. Concept, again, full marks, 3 out of 3. So that is an 8.5 out of 10 on my end.
Yep. Jacob, his overall thoughts, which are completely wrong, I will preface. So he said, this release is mostly what I would expected from NCT China subunit. I'm still confused as to why they didn't attach the NCT name to it. I suspect it's so that in the event they really take off in China, they can kind of write them out of NCT and let them do their own thing, not have to change names. The title track, Takeoff, is a nice hip-hop banger, and overall compares a lot better to me over recent NCT tracks like Regular and Simon Says. We see a return from Regular, which I don't really think is any better in Chinese. I'm still not sold on that song. I wasn't crazy about the repetitive and industrial sounding Say It, apart from the vocals, but overall it kind of ended up kind of a mess. You're wrong, Jacob.
Delete!
Comeback also makes its return and remains one of my favorite NCT tracks, still awesome in Mandarin. Let Me Love You is a nice soft electronic ballad with acoustic guitars, turned out quite pleasant, and Dream Launch, I believe, was the first song we heard from them a few months back, still a great song. Overall, this album was kind of a mixed bag, with only about half of the tracks being new, only 2 of which I liked, and with the returning tracks, I only liked 2 of those as well. So I feel like I should only give it 2/3 of the points in the way of music. However, the MV and choreo were quite nice, so still score highly in that department. He gave it a 4 out of 7 for music, and a 2.5 out of 3 for concept, so a 6.5 out of 10. Monster.
So apparently Cooper had, like, he wrote out detailed notes for each song, and I just missed it, so I'll just read it now.
Missed it?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so for Takeoff, he said, this song gives me slight second-gen vibes, especially during the instrumental breaks, but it's mixed with modern sounds for a really unique sound. I really love this more than I thought I would. Rap lines stood out to me. Here, I loved all their parts. The MV is one of the best of the year. The regular MV was amazing, too. They definitely have put a lot of money into them, and it shows. The choreography is cool. 10 getting so much center elevates this too. The 3 old songs are alright. Regular and Comeback are great songs, but I'd rather listen to the Korean, Japanese, or English versions of them. Dream Launch is good, but it didn't resonate with me. The other 2 new songs are much better. Say It Crazy has this epicness from all their teasers. It has so many cool synths, and the vocals are amazing. Let Me Love You reminds you of NCT Dream's Walk You Home, and I love it. It's so innocent and fun sounding. Overall, I really dig the 3 new songs. They definitely made this an impactful official debut. The older 3 songs don't add much to the overall mini for me, but they aren't bad. The members all stood out here and showed they are just as impressive as other NCT units. 5.5 out of 7 for music, 3.3 out of 3 for concept, for a 8.5. So putting that into calculator and calculating up the scores, that is an 8.25 rounds up to an 8.5 out of 10.
So just the same as OMG.
Yeah, so pretty good debut from them.
Completely ruined it.
Yeah, Jacob definitely
should have got a shiny.
Yeah, it could have. It could have got a pretty good score, but yeah, I'd say I'm pretty impressed with just WayV V as a group in general. I don't know if they'll tour outside of China, in all honesty. I don't know if they have any interest in showcasing this group outside of the domestic Chinese market, but I hope they do. Because I want to see 10. I need to see 10.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So yeah,
I don't know. Well, so yeah, just if you have any thoughts on Takeoff, the mini album or just the single, will you listen to to this group despite it being in Chinese or just being not technically K-pop? Is that something that interests you? Definitely let us know in the comments.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we waited in line for like an hour and a half. And got up to the store, and we were like worried, like hopefully they have enough light sticks because there's like 100 people in front of us.
And no, there were people walking out with like bags full of light sticks,
bags of them. Yeah,
I was like, oh my god, that's how they do group orders.
Hopefully they're still in stock.
Yeah.